Federal help could be on the way for mountain counties affected by this summer's heavy rain.
Today, the governor asked for a federal disaster declaration.
It would help cover crop losses to farmers and fix damaged roads.
News 13's Cheryl Barber is live in Madison County, where farmers took big losses. Cheryl?
Well, crops were flooded out and completely wiped out in some cases, and steady rains that lasted for weeks.
It's just disaster. Ain't nothing. You just have to disc them down and start over.
This year's farming for Bernard Franklin in the Laurel community is nearly a total loss. More than $5,000 worth of cabbages he planted are dead in the field.
Well, it just kept raining and raining, and we thought everything was all right. When we went to cut them, it was rotted from the bottom. It goes from the bottom, goes all the way through it.
Rows and rows of cabbages are ruined, along with other crops he planted this year.
They rot whenever they get too much rain from the bottom. This is the first year I've ever had it, and I've been raising them for the last 5 or 6 years.
With no hope of selling any of them after the rot began, he's let the weeds grow. He's hoping a federal disaster declaration will help him plant next year.
It'd sure help if it would.
It's a disaster for us. This is the way we make a living, by this tobacco,
Tobacco growers saw entire fields swamped for days during the July downpours, killing some plants and keeping others too small to harvest.
Then most of it just dies. By this time of the year, it's dead.
Ray Tweed shows us the damage in his neighbor's field. He plowed his crop under weeks ago. He doesn't expect much help from the federal disaster declaration.
If I go back to farming another year, I'll just have to take it out of what little bit I've saved over the years, And so it's debatable where you want to do that or not, because we had the drought 2 years in a row. So if we have the floods 2 years in a row, we'll be destroyed next year, that's for sure.
Now, if the feds approve the disaster declaration, ag officials say there would probably be no grants to help farmers replant next year, but state and local governments could receive money for damage to roads, highways, and schools. Reporting live in Madison County, I'm Cheryl Barber, News 13.